Jay here today. There, that was a little song. That was a Loggins Messina song that I just did from, oh gosh, it was in the 70s when they recorded that. And I just want to demonstrate today solo gigging and kind of like my setup for solo gigging. So that being said, I wanted to kind of go over the gear that I'm using. You know, when you do a solo gig, you know, it's kind of lonely to do it. The audience isn't always responsive. Sometimes you're playing in a coffee house where people are talking and drinking coffee, and you're just background noise is really what you are. But that's okay. You know, every once in a while someone will pay attention. You play a song that they recognize or they like. And I used to do solo gigs quite a bit when I was younger. I have kind of a setup that I use not just for solo gigging, sometimes as a trio. Sometimes I use the pedal board still, I bring this pedal board even when I'm playing with the group, and kind of some of the same setup. But I've designed this pedal board so that I can use it for a solo gig if I need to. As you heard in that demonstration, I played the looper, did a little solo over the solo section in that song. That song is a Loggins Messina song called Pathway to Glory. It was recorded back in the 1970s. I loved those Loggins Messina albums. I don't really do the song justice as a solo performer, but I wanted to show you some of the things I use to kind of enhance my solo performances, beginning with the pedal board and what I use a tablet for lyrics because my memory's not as good as it used to be, so sometimes I forget them. I'll go ahead and show you some of this stuff. So let's see here. Let me grab this camera. And we'll start recording here. So what we have here is my pedal board configuration. And this is my RC30 looper here, where my foot is. This is, I have this Boss GT1 guitar controller, and I'm running my guitar through there because I'm using the Acoustasonic guitar. Basically on that setting that I had it on, I leave it on there, and then I switch the Acoustasonic from the acoustic sound to the electric pickup. And over here I'm using a harmonizer. That's this one right here, this blue box. That's a vocal harmonizer. It's a TC Helicon, and it's an intelligent harmonizer, so it goes off what your guitar chords are playing and harmonizes with it. Right here, this right here is a page turner for my lyrics. It goes up or down. And of course there's my tablet. You can't see that it has lyrics on it, but it does. There. And I have that attached to my mic stand. And of course the mic is out of the way right now, but the mic is usually right there in front of my face, as you saw. And I have the wedge set up here. Usually when I do my PA, that's kind of the setup from in here. You can see. I'm recording everything on my little H5, my Zoom H5 recorder off of my mixer. I have a small Harbinger mixer. So when I do my solo gig kind of thing, I use this little mixer on the music stand. I use the tablet for my lyrics, and this will switch the page if I need to. You heard me do the looper. There's a couple of points I just wanted to point out. There are some times when you do a solo gig, you'll be performing songs that you've written, or for an audience that's sitting down. That's a little different presentation than a coffee house or a supper club or a bar. A lot of times you're just background music in those places, and you have to remember that that's what you're there for, and not to get offended if people are talking and that kind of a thing, and not let it get to you, because they might not even clap in between songs. That can be a very lonely thing. They might completely ignore you, which has happened in the past. Anyways, I could tell a funny story about doing solo gigs. This is back in 1980 when the Winter Olympics was going on. And I was playing in a club that had a stage up behind the bar. And so the solo acts, it was a tiny stage. It was kind of like a big window behind the bar, up above the bartender. And you would go up there and you would perform, and the people at the bar could sit there and watch you while they were drinking at the bar. So I was up there, I got hired to do the gig. I got up there and there was nobody sitting at the bar. And they were all in this other room. They had like a room that was like I don't know, like one of those convention rooms or something. And so I started playing some songs, and there was no reaction. I could hear the people talking in the other room. And all of a sudden I started a song, and they started applauding and clapping and screaming. And I thought, oh man, they must really love this song. And now keep in mind, this was in 1980 during the Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York. So I went ahead and played a couple more songs in my set, and no reaction after that. And I thought, well, I'm going to take a break. And I got down and I walked into the other room, and what was happening was they had the highlights of the United States-Russia hockey game where the United States won. They had the highlights on a big screen in that room, and the people were screaming because they were watching the goals where the United States made a goal against Russia. And it was kind of humiliating to me because I had gotten all puffed up over it. But anyway, so that happens a lot. And when you get there, when you get to the club or to the venue, wherever you're playing, keep in mind that you might be dealing with a barista or a wait staff worker or something, and they'll just say, yeah, you're in the corner, and they're not going to be very much help, and they're not going to care much about what you're doing. If you need power, you're going to have to figure it out yourself. You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible about these things. I just wanted to give a conclusion real quick to this video. I got interrupted before I could finish, and just wanted to say thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching. I know I haven't been a regular poster of materials. It takes a lot of work to put together the videos. So, but I appreciate you watching, and I hope that there's some value in this for people to know what's possible. You know, I know there's a lot of people more talented than me out there and doing great solo gigs. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you guys all next time. I'll try to post some more videos of some original music too. God bless. Jay out.